Welcome back to Swing Chick Golf and Travels. It's time for part 2 of our Panama Tips video. But wait, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Like
we were in El Congreo.
Yeah, Panama consists of different neighborhoods. And we were in El Congreo.
And we saw a lot of trash.
Right. So
it was definitely a stark difference. So I think it really depends on what neighborhood you're in as to whether or not they're very aggressive with the trash problem. Like I said, we were all around San Francisco, even Parque Omar, different places like that. Definitely did not see any trash.
Especially in places like Costa del Este, right, things like that. But let me go to the next thing because I see a couple of things on here you kind of skipped.
Yes.
Sidewalks. So let's talk about the sidewalks, right?
Yeah.
To your point, we were just talking about walking around. So we did a lot of walking around. We walked around San Francisco, El Congreo, the Omar Park area. We was just everywhere. Parque Omar, Costa del Este. We walked the area where you walk. We actually walked. Yeah, we actually walked all the way to Casa Viejo. So we walked from Avenue Balboa all the way to Casa Viejo. So we were doing a lot of walking, and we have to say that in San Francisco, the sidewalk situation is a little tricky.
Real tricky.
So you're first of all, the problem was there's a lot of different potholes in the sidewalk. So you got to really watch where you're walking because you can really hurt yourself. And then there's an issue of you're on the sidewalk, you're walking, and then it just ends. There's no more sidewalk. So you have to determine, okay, now I'm going to walk in the street or no. So it was a little tricky, the whole sidewalk situation. But of course, in Costa del Este, it's
beautiful
sidewalks, wide sidewalks, no problem with
that. Also in El Congreo, too. Even though it's definitely an older family neighborhood, the sidewalks were a lot bigger than what we experienced in San Francisco. So
and then also Panama City, like Balboa area, sidewalks.
No issues there with like the sidewalks.
San Francisco was a little tricky.
Definitely. So like I said, every neighborhood has their own flavor, and you just got to really go out and experience them. Another thing we want to talk about is the people. What a great time we had. We had a driver that got us around to so many different places that we wanted to see. We literally had pretty much a agenda made out before we went there, and the people were absolutely amazing. Even though our Spanish was not up to par, they were still very helpful. They were very patient because sometimes we had to get out the Google Translate, and they were still very patient. They did not get frustrated with us at all. So the people were absolutely amazing. The food was outstanding.
Right. So before you get to the food, let's go back to the people real quick. There's a couple of things I want to touch on.
Okay.
People, we heard a lot when you go to Panama. Like when we were telling our family we're going to Panama, our city, Panama. It was like, well, be careful. It's dangerous and everything. And we see none of that. And that the people were just great, right? So of course, you got to be smart when you go to places like that out of the country. And not, if you're looking for trouble, you'll find trouble. But we just, we did the normal, we actually immersed ourselves in the culture. We went around, we walked around, we never had an issue. We went to beaches, we went to different neighborhoods. And I will say there's a lot of police presence in Panama, right? And it could be a little intimidating as well, right? So when we first got there, you see the police in like the whole army fatigue, military fatigue, with the automatic weapons, and they're just walking around just like a normal police beat, right? So you have to get used to that. But I will say that it's very safe. You feel safe after you get used to that. And nothing goes down. That the people are safe, the locals are safe, the tourists are safe. So I would say it's very safe. Now, of course, you got to be smart. If you go into some neighborhoods at night, of course you're going to find trouble. So I just wanted to touch on that. And then that's another thing that I wanted to touch on is Ubers. Ubers in Panama City is amazing. I mean,
cheap.
We did a lot of walking, but when we did jump in an Uber, the most we paid in an Uber ride was $5.
Mm-hmm.
And we Ubered a lot. We Ubered to different places. We even caught an XL Uber because we had our golf clubs and we wanted to go to the golf range. So we went to the golf range from San Francisco to the golf range. The Uber ride was $5 XL.
Right. It was great. So it's super easy to navigate to around Panama City when it comes down to the Ubers and things like that. And the proximity with the neighborhoods are super close. Like I said, we walk from San Francisco to El Congreso. You can walk to Bella Vista. You can just walk wherever. And we did not have opportunity to use the public transportation, but we've heard it's absolutely very clean and very accessible and safe. So next time around, we'll definitely make sure we do that. Something else we definitely wanted to touch on as well too was, let's go back to the food, because I kind of started it, then we backtracked a little bit. We went to a couple of expat spots, but we did not enjoy the food. We
went to some of the expat spots that the restaurants that expats frequent, and
we didn't care for the food.
Yeah,
I think it's because you're just trying to make sure that you provide things that Americans or Europeans would enjoy. And obviously, we're one of those type of people. We're visiting somewhere. We want to make sure that we are
taste of the local,
enjoying the local cuisine.